There was a company whose billions simply never existed. On the books sat 1.9 billion euros in cash. That cash was the proof the whole company was real. Auditors signed it off year after year after year. Investors trusted it and the stock climbed and climbed. Then someone finally went to look for the money. Stay with this because what they found will protect you. This is the story of Wirecard, a German fintech giant. It processed payments for shops all across the world. Swipe a card and Wirecard sat quietly in the middle. It took a tiny fee on every single transaction. Billions of payments meant a river of small fees. That was the simple, boring story Wirecard told. The market loved it and the price went vertical. By 2018, Wirecard was worth 28 billion euros. It was bigger than Deutsche Bank, the giant of Germany. Wirecard joined the DAX, Germany's elite stock index. The DAX is the home of the country's proudest firms, car makers, chemical giants, and now this young upstart. Marcus Brown was the chief executive, calm and certain. He wore black turtlenecks and spoke of changing the world. He owned a huge slice of the company himself. On paper, he was one of Europe's richest men. Behind him stood a shadow named Jan Marsalek. Marsalek ran operations and loved a dangerous secret. Hold that name because he will vanish into thin air. For now, Wirecard looked unstoppable from the outside. But a small group of people did not believe it. They were short sellers, betting the stock would fall. Short sellers make money when a company drops in price. The world treats them as villains, but listen closely. A short seller has every reason to find the truth. They dig where cheerful analysts never bother to look. And in Wirecard, the diggers kept hitting strange dirt. Their job was unpopular, but their incentive was honesty. They could only profit by proving the truth was hidden. The numbers from Asia simply did not add up. Wirecard said most of its profit came from overseas, specifically from partners in distant foreign countries. These partners supposedly handled payments it could not. The profit flowed in, but no one could quite trace it. One reporter decided to follow that fog to its end. His name was Dan McCrum of the Financial Times. He started pulling on the loose threads in 2015. The deeper he pulled, the stranger the picture became. Partners that earned millions had almost no real staff. Addresses led to tiny rooms, or to nothing at all. Profits appeared from places that barely seemed to exist. This is the first warning sign, so carve it deep. If you cannot understand how a company makes money, stop. A business should explain its profit in plain words. If the explanation needs a maze, the maze is the point. Real money leaves a trail you can actually follow. Wirecard's trail kept dissolving the moment you looked. McCrum wrote it up, and then the storm broke over him. Because Wirecard did not answer the questions calmly, it went to war against everyone who doubted it. Short sellers were accused of running a criminal plot. The reporter was followed, watched, and even hacked. Private investigators trailed the journalists for months. Lawyers sent threatening letters to silence the doubters. German regulators investigated the critics, not the company. They banned short selling of Wirecard stock entirely. Think about how strange and backwards that truly is. The people asking honest questions became the suspects. The company hiding the answer was protected and praised. This is the second great lesson, so hold it tight. Follow the skeptics, not the cheering, hopeful crowd. Hype is loud, but doubt is often where truth lives. When everyone attacks the doubters, ask why so fiercely. Honest companies answer hard questions. They do not hunt. Wirecard hunted, and that should have told the world. Instead, the stock kept rising on faith and pressure. Believers said the doubters simply did not understand. They said Wirecard was the future of German finance. By 2019, the questions had grown far too loud to ignore, so the company agreed to a special independent audit. A second firm would finally check the famous cash. This was meant to silence the doubters for good. Everyone waited for the report to clear the company. When it came, the report could not confirm the cash. Most of the billions had no proper evidence at all. The bank said to be holding it could not be reached. Now we reach the true heart of the whole disaster. In June of 2020, the final answer finally arrived. The auditors at EY made one simple, brutal request. Show us the bank accounts holding the missing cash. The accounts were said to be in the Philippines. Two banks there supposedly held the entire fortune, so the auditors wrote to those banks directly, and the Central Bank of the Philippines replied. The reply was short, and it shattered everything. The money had never entered their banking system. Screenshots and statements had all been invented. The documents proving the cash had simply been forged. 1.9 billion euros did not exist at all. It had never existed. It was ink and nothing more. Picture the silence in that room when they understood. A quarter of the balance sheet was pure invention. The company that policed payments could not find its own. Marcus Brown was arrested within a matter of days, and Jan Marsalek, the shadow, simply disappeared. He boarded a private plane and vanished from the earth. To this day, no one knows where Marsalek hides. Wirecard, the DAX champion, filed for bankruptcy. 28 billion euros of value turned to ash. Pensioners and small investors were wiped out completely. People had bet their savings on a confident lie. Dan McCrum, once hunted, was proven right at last. The skeptics the world mocked had seen it all clearly. Now let us take this apart and keep what saves you. Lesson 1. Verify that the cash is actually real. Cash on a balance sheet is the easiest thing to fake. It looks solid, yet it is only a written claim. Real cash sits in a real bank that will confirm it. If no outside bank will vouch for it, be very afraid. Ask the simple question Wirecard could never survive. Where exactly is the money, and who else can confirm it? Treat any unverifiable cash as if it were already gone. Lesson 2. Trust the skeptics over the loud hype. The short sellers were right. For 5 long years they were attacked, banned and called criminals for it. Yet they had simply done the homework others skipped. When a company attacks its critics, lean in and listen. Truth does not need to silence the people who doubt it. A confident, honest business invites the hard questions. Lesson 3. Understand how the business makes money. If you cannot explain the profit, you do not own it. Wirecard's profit lived in places no one could inspect. That alone was reason enough to walk calmly away. You are allowed to say, I do not understand this, saying it has saved more fortunes than any clever bet. Lesson 4. Auditors are not your safety net. EY signed off on Wirecard for many calm years. They never once confirmed the banks held the cash. A clean audit means the paperwork looks consistent. It does not mean the money is truly, really there. Do not outsource all of your trust to a single stamp. Ask the questions even the experts forgot to ask. Wirecard did not collapse because of a market crash. It collapsed because the money was never really there. The whole giant rested on a number that did not exist. Verify the cash, and no forged number can ever fool you. Trust the skeptics, and the loudest hype loses its grip. Understand the business, and the maze can never trap you. These 3 habits are quiet, unglamorous, and dull. They are also the things that keep your money alive. 28 billion euros vanished into a written lie. It began with one cash figure that no one truly checked. Check what you cannot see, and you will never need to. That is the lesson Wirecard burned billions to teach. Next time we trace how Buffett verifies a business.